Good morning, everyone. We're just letting everyone in as we start the webinar today. I want to thank you for joining us, both myself and Rocky, our cybersecurity consultant, on our webinar with us today. I'm going to flip my camera off momentarily, play the role of moderator to let more people in. We've had a great amount of interest, which is fantastic. So first, a little bit about myself. My name's Scott Huxley, Managing Principal of Syscam. Been with the organization close to 8 years. It's my pleasure to run these events. It's completely educational. There's no selling involved, which is super cool. We're going to go quick though. So make notes. There's going to be a chat, so I'm going to moderate that as well. We're going to go quick, so I think we're going to be done 45 minutes. We've all been there, the other side of COVID, an hour-long webinar. So if you showed up for a bore fest, my job is to disappoint you. With no further ado, Rocky, how are you doing this morning? Rockey Lysher, our cyber consultant, how are you doing today?
I am doing great, Scott. Thank you for having me here today.
Yeah, it is my pleasure. I've seen the deck. There's tons of great information, some real life world cases of stuff that's gone on that's pertinent to all the small businesses on the call today. And I want to thank you for taking the time out to put together the deck and be able to share that education. So with that, I'm going to flip my camera off and take my other job of moderator up. But Rocky, I appreciate your time.
Thank you again.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here to discuss a very important and necessary topic in today's world, cybersecurity, which may affect every one of us at any given time. So why don't we just kick it off by talking about cybersecurity. In today's interconnected world, cyber threats are on the rise, and cybersecurity awareness is a key to staying safe. As a simple reminder, the bad threat actors are getting more skilled and innovative every single day. While we improve our tools and efforts, they're doing the same on their end. So you have to be diligent and stay up with the times. So don't let these consistent and constant changes in technology and business landscape catch you off guard. Be vigilant and keep an eye on any warning signs you may come across. The littlest thing that looks suspicious could lead to devastating consequences, to damaging your reputation, to even putting some companies out of business. So it's a very serious topic at the same time. Always remember, it's not a question of if, but when an attack may occur. So act quickly and ensure that you're being digitally safe, because the slightest hesitation can lead to these consequences. Knowing your digital foes is crucial to staying safe online. Some of these threats are things that you may or may not know of, but I'll go through and give a little bit of a description of them. Phishing schemes, which spread mainly through deceitful emails, which lure people into a trap. The attacker sends a fraudulent communication that appears to come from a reputable source, such as a bank, credit card company, or other trusted organization. The attacker's goal is simply to trick the recipient into revealing confidential information, such as passwords, credit card numbers, or social security numbers. Phishing attacks can be carried out through a variety of channels, including emails, text messages, and phone calls. Always be cautious when dealing with an unfamiliar message, especially when it contains a suspicious link or attachments. We will discuss some real-world actions and activities that have happened recently in our neighboring areas. Malware comes in many different forms, from viruses to worms to Trojans and spyware. They can cause significant damage to your data and your systems. A malware attack is a cybersecurity attack in which malicious software is installed on your computer systems without the user's knowledge or consent. The malware can be used to steal data, damage the systems, or disrupt operations. Malware attacks can be carried out through a variety of methods, including email attachments, malicious websites, and removable storage devices. You must deploy a layered defense for your security, such as firewalls, antivirus software, automated patch management, and other software programs to prevent these attacks. Ransomware is another form of malware that can hold your data hostage for profits and demand the ransom payment in exchange for the decryption key to unlock the information. This can make it impossible for users to access the files without paying the ransom, which can range from hundreds to thousands of dollars, depending on the hacker and the company. Ransomware attacks are becoming increasingly common, and they can be devastating for business and an individual alike. In recent surveys, 76% of all businesses say they've been victim to some sort of ransomware attack in the past year. So 3/4 of businesses have endured that, so that it's definitely something you have to have on your radar. Ransomware is typically spread through phishing emails, malicious websites, or an infected USB drive or removable storage device. You need to keep your digital guard up and stay diligent against digital extortion by regularly backing up your important data to ensure you have a good restore point that will limit the data loss if an incident does occur. Business email compromises, or BEC, is another type of cyber attack in which attackers impersonate a trusted individual in your company to trick employees into making a fraudulent payment or revealing sensitive information. These attacks are on the rise as well. They can result in significant financial loss for your business. You have to be alert. If it's out of the norm, you don't want to take advantage of clicking on it. Always take a few seconds and take a look at it. We all are busy throughout the day, but we want to make sure that we're being diligent and taking the most precautions we can. Also be on the lookout for requests from a higher authority in the company that is out of the norm. Like I mentioned earlier, it could be someone impersonating an individual, hoping that you will follow through on the request. Insider threats that originate from within the organization. They can be caused by a current or former employee, contractor, or an authorized individual who has access to the organization's systems and data. Insider threats can be intentional or unintentional, but they can have significant impact on the organization's security. Whether they're malicious or unintentional, they pose a considerable risk to your privacy and data. It is essential that you have regulated access management and preventive measures in mitigating these risks. If you don't have those in place, you need to look at that, because you never know when somebody will unintentionally or intentionally do that. Insider threats cause about 60% of cyber attacks and nearly a third of data breaches. This is why developing an insider threat program is a valuable investment. Supply chain attacks can infiltrate your systems through vulnerabilities in your partner's network. They target a company through its suppliers or other third-party vendors. And these, because of the fact that you don't monitor your vendor's network as well as you do your own, so they try to get in the back door that way, because they know that the tools will not be in place to prevent that in many cases. And they are becoming more increasingly common because they can be very effective at bypassing a company's security defenses in total. Companies often have less controls over the securities of their suppliers than they do of their own systems, and they may not be aware that the supplier that they even rely on an ongoing basis, because they deal with so many vendors. It is crucial to take careful time in vetting your vendors to prevent such attacks from disrupting your business operations. If you don't already do that, that's something to definitely take a look at, because of the fact that they may have had past experience or issues where they've been breached in some capacity. So you just want to protect yourself in that manner. Cyber attacks also affect, oh, I skipped one slide. I'm sorry about that. Cyber attacks can affect you in several different ways. For individuals, I'll cover businesses later. The first being identity theft. The bad threat actors can get your information and they can take unlawful actions, acting as you or opening credit card statements, whatever, or accounts, excuse me. A strong tip that I would always say is enable two-factor or multi-factor authentication and use strong password management to stay protected. Secondly, you can experience financial loss. You must take swift action if you notice it to report any unauthorized transactions and cancel any affected accounts if need be. And if it gets to the point where you need to notify relevant authorities, please do so, because that will minimize any risks or possibly even eliminate them. The loss of privacy, you can protect yourself by using security software, as well as avoiding sharing sensitive information online. The less that is exposed, the more secure you are. And being cautious or opening suspicious emails and backing your information up to date. Reputational damage, excuse me. Can be a hard one to recover from as well. You need to safeguard yourself online by monitoring your online accounts and being mindful of what you share online. There are bad threat actors that could be lurking to gain access and steal your information and or your financial information. Also, with the businesses, you can run into cyber threats there as well. To safeguard your business, it's important to know the repercussions of cyber attacks. Cyber attacks can lead to a decreased revenue due to incident impact, as well increased expenses due to costly recovery processes. Cyber attacks can cause downtime and reduce productivity, and causing missed opportunities for current and future revenue, or possibly missing a deadline or a quota that could cause you financial damage as well. Sensitive information compromise following a cyber attack can erode a customer's trust, damaging your business reputation and leading to a loss of customer loyalty. After all, I believe we can all agree with this, that it's much easier to lose the trust than gain it back after the trust is broken. The business can face legal and regulatory consequences as well. Non-compliance with data protection laws can lead to legal and regulatory consequences, including potential penalties and legal actions that can harm your business's financial stability. Taking a proactive step toward implementing a comprehensive cybersecurity measure is crucial to minimizing your business risk or suffering from the potential impact. This includes employee training on best practices, regular software and system updates, and having a response plan in place in case you are a victim of an attack. I now want to shift the attention a little bit to real-world examples, like I mentioned earlier, that may or may not be on your radar, or you may not be aware of them. While we are all aware of larger breaches, such as the MGM International and Caesars Entertainment cyber attack, where a threat gang called Scattered Cyber was responsible for the attack, crippling multiple IT systems across several MGM properties in a sprawling attack that exposed customer data and cost MGM about $100 million. Not all cyber criminals are after the larger companies. They are going after the smaller companies, such as yourself, that may or may not have the elevated cybersecurity posture of a larger organization, thus making them an easier target to go after. Here are a few of the examples on the screen of ones that we have come across lately. The first one, a chiropractic center in Grand Rapids, Michigan, that had 15 employees. They were breached on August 8th of this year by a phishing attack that affected the personal information and financial information of approximately 13,000 patients, including their name, addresses, date of birth, social security number, and insurance information. The second example, a law office in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with only 2 employees, was hit by a ransomware attack on July 25th. This breach affected the personal financial information of approximately 100,000 clients, including names, addresses, dates, births, social security numbers, and financial account information. Lastly, a dental office, again in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with less than 10 employees, was breached on July 15th of this year by a phishing attack that affected the information and financial information of approximately 15,000 patients, including their names, addresses, date of birth, social security number, and insurance information. While these companies are taking efforts to protect the individuals as well as shoring up their own security measures to avoid financial risks, they may incur fines, loss of trust and loyalty by current and potential customers. These incidents emphasize the urgency of cybersecurity awareness and serves as a cautionary tale for businesses and individuals alike. The type of events are occurring even more often than you may be aware of, since they may or may not make the national and or local news. So just because you're not hearing about them does not mean they're not happening. Like I mentioned earlier, 76% of businesses are saying that they have had an attack in the last year. That's substantial. And then cybersecurity awareness can help you in the following ways. It will enhance your ability to mitigate cyber risks and damages. Increased cybersecurity awareness will help safeguard your business against possible cyber threats and minimize the impact of a cyber attack. Educating your employees on cybersecurity best practices and empowering them to identify and avoid online threats leads to better online safety for you and your business. Increased organizational security and awareness by establishing a culture of cybersecurity awareness in the workplace by creating strong security policies, emphasizing their significance and reducing the risk of falling victim to a cyber attack and improving your overall organizational security. The power of awareness is key in ensuring you personally and your company are secure from any cyber threats that may be out there. When it comes to cybersecurity awareness, there are 3 areas you must have a priority on. The first being email safety. You must protect yourself and your business by being aware of potential email risks and implementing best practices for email safety. I mentioned some of the attacks that have been going on lately. A lot of them are from emails, so you need to stay focused on that. An employee training program on any type of security awareness training is key to keeping yourself safe. This includes identifying suspicious emails, preventing phishing attempts, and tackling malware threats. Secondly, you must secure your online presence and protect your sensitive information by educating yourself and your team on social media risks and best practices. Cybersecurity awareness can help you identify and avoid social engineering or spot potential scams and keep your data safe on social media platforms. Thirdly, as we all know in the news lately, AI safety. By integrating AI into your business operations requires being mindful of potential risks and implementing best practice for AI safety. Cybersecurity awareness can help you understand the benefits and dangers of AI technology, identifying potential AI-related cyber threats, and protecting your business by deploying secure AI applications. Here are some essential cybersecurity best practices to keep in mind to stay safe online. You need to practice good password hygiene to have your account secure and strong. You need to use unique passwords to prevent unauthorized access and avoid easily predictable information and regularly update your passwords. That should be something you do on a regular basis to protect it, because the more often you change, the less ability there are for anybody to gain access to that password. And then using the two-factor authorization or multi-factor will significantly reduce the risks of unauthorized access by adding an extra layer of security through the multi-factor. Even if your password is compromised in any way, the second authorization factor added on is another layer of defense or an added barrier to their entry. You will prevent social engineering attacks by verifying requests, being cautious with emails, links, and training employees to recognize phishing emails. You need to adopt safe browsing habits by ensuring safe online behaviors, by visiting trustworthy websites, avoiding suspicious links, and understanding the potential risks of online activity to protect yourself and your organization from cyber attacks. Then you need to safeguard your personal and sensitive information, protecting yourself from threats by avoiding sharing potential and sensitive information online. Always be mindful of what information you're sharing and with whom. Promptly apply patches and updates. That's crucial in any organization to make sure that any gaps are filled, and it will minimize any potential breaches because it will keep your system secure. It may be something that seems minor, but in today's world, you need to keep your systems up to date. It is advisable to cultivate a culture of cybersecurity. You can accomplish this by following just a few steps. Encourage a security conscious mindset by establishing a culture of cybersecurity consciousness across all levels of your organization. Encourage a proactive discussion around cybersecurity and the importance of protecting sensitive information. You need to model cybersecurity awareness from the top down. It's not any one person at the top or the bottom levels. It's a team effort. So you need to set a solid foundation with showing buy-in from the leadership. Ensure that the model security awareness and promote security culture while also prioritizing it within each and every department. And you need to implement effective cybersecurity awareness training, because it will be effective in keeping people aware of what they need to look out for. And it shouldn't be just one level of a organization. All people in the organization should be taking these to make sure that everybody is on the same page and are executing the proper procedures. And then you need to ensure that the employees understand that they are a critical role in strengthening the organizational cybersecurity defense. They may be trained. If they're not, they could be a weak link for you. But if they're trained properly, they become a strength in your security culture. So you need to make sure that you have that from the organizational side of the business to make sure that everybody understands that they are a key essential role in the security of the company. And encourage them to support cybersecurity initiatives and make them accountable for their actions at the workplace and at home. Let them know that where the dangers are and what could happen if the information is lost. Confronting cybersecurity challenges requires comprehensive security awareness approaches. You need to understand that emerging threats and challenges by staying ahead of the curve, by familiarizing yourself in the latest cybersecurity threats and challenges that you may be facing. You need to understand these potential risks so you can better prepare for and prevent any cybersecurity attacks and pass the word on to your team so they can be a tool in your security efforts. You need to create continuous learning and stay up to date. Committing to continuous learning is essential due to the constant changing cybersecurity landscape that we've spoke about. You need to stay updated on the best practices, emerging threats, and new technology to maintain optimal cybersecurity awareness. Collaboration and accountability at all levels are key. Cybersecurity efforts should not be solely relying on one team member. It is a total team effort. Encouraging collaboration and accountability across all levels of the organization to create a well-rounded approach to cybersecurity. You must ensure that everyone plays a part in maintaining cybersecurity awareness. And then in conclusion, you must elevate your own and the business's cybersecurity awareness as a top priority for safer digital future. Taking these actions today ensures a more secure online environment for individuals and businesses alike. Now I'd like to turn things back over to Scott for a Q&A and to wrap things up.
Thanks, Rocky. I appreciate it. Thanks for allowing me to bring it home. There was some really great comments in chat, so I appreciate those that jumped in and shared some information there to help everyone. Two things as we round it off, because I promised we would go quick. So here we're going to finish on the 30-minute mark. So hopefully you were able to get some good notes out of it. Take away two things from this, I guess, today. Number one, it does impact small businesses. If you talk to people from the FBI and things like that now, cyber criminals are targeting businesses that don't have the protections. The big ones make the news, as Rocky said, but let's not forget small businesses that don't have the protections are the easiest target. There was a one I read just recently. It was last week, actually. It was a tax preparation firm, I think like 5 or 6 people. They actually closed the doors. Those are the most dramatic ones for sure. But just understand that small businesses is the target. A lot of the things that Rocky covered in the session today, can it be implemented into your own personal life as well? And, so there's some notes there on how you can bring in two-factor and some of those things that we talked about. So in conclusion, be aware it is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. If you follow us on LinkedIn, you'll see us putting that content out there. It is important to be vigilant, as Rocky touched upon. It is very important, as John mentioned in the chat about training your employees. We always advocate for user awareness training and things of that nature. But we hope most of all, myself and Rocky, that you got value from today's session. There are things you can implement in your personal life. If you're a small business and you're here today, just understand that you're exactly the type of people that the cyber criminals are looking for. But that being said, we know today we picked a spooky day to do it. It's Halloween, so we'll let you go off and continue to work and load up your bags of candy to hand out to the kids in the costume. But thanks for coming, everyone, today. We appreciate your support. We look forward to doing more. Rocky, appreciate the content. And most of all, you stay safe out there and enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks everyone for coming.